Hello, I am just going to show you some really easy moves that will help with your hip if you're having hip issues and your low back if you're having low back pain. So I am a yoga therapist, so this is coming from the yoga therapy background, but also I did many years of training in belly dance. And our function of our hips, they're one of the most complex joints, and it's the biggest joint in our body. And for me anyway, as soon as there's security issues like there are right now with COVID, I have low back pain. I just did a dance routine. I do Zumba for fitness, and I realized that a lot of the pain that I'm having is really about the hip mobility. So I'm just going to show you a couple of easy things that you can try that will help your low back and your hips. So we're always going really slow. If you think of it like you have pointers coming out from your hip bones, those are my hip bones there. Your pointers are going to draw a circle. So first you're coming up and then out, back down and around. Up, out, down, and around. So if you watch the tip of my finger, you can see that I am drawing a little circle like that. And then the other side, same thing, up, out, back, and around, drawing a circle. And you can see that here, up, back, down, and around. So with a little bit of movement, my low back already feels better. And your circles can be really small. Up, down, back, and around. Or they can be as big as your mobility will allow. But the important part to remember isn't bigger circles are better, it's just getting that joint moving. And then in belly dance, this becomes a dance move where we circle the area of focus, whatever area we're moving. They're all isolations. Up, back, and down and around in a figure 8. So I'm drawing the 8 like this, which is really interesting because it ties into energy medicine and working with your chakras. And here's why they don't show you knees. In belly dance, the dancer's foot and knees are always covered because it looks like this. Right? Doesn't look enticing at all, but that's what your lower body's doing. Hip, hip, hip. And then another easy one is just up and down. So when you drop, you let it drop down. Up, down, and drop. Drop, drop. And this is another move that can be very subtle. It doesn't have to be a big move. But when you get the hips moving, you can see the low back. I'm working all of the low back as well. So as a yoga therapist, anything that you do on one side, you then do on the other to keep both sides even. So your tension, release, tension, release. Pick it up, drop, up, drop. And you can add those into a dance really easily. Figure 8s, one way, and then the other way. Up, drop, up, drop, up, drop, up, drop. Really subtle movement, hardly moving at all. Little drops. Okay, so that's the basics of some pretty easy, simple belly dance moves that you can use to help with hip and low back pain. A lot of it is slow and steady. Don't go fast. Don't try to do the big moves. Try and feel them subtly in small ways and then expand from there if you can. And that way you'll avoid any injury. But if you think about muscle, think of relaxed muscle. It's kind of squishy. There's a lot of give to the muscle when it's relaxed. And then when the muscle is tensed, it's not moving. So what we're doing, if we have a lot of back pain, likely we're having areas in the back that are very, very tense. They're holding that tension. If you can massage the back muscles through creating this little simple movement, like even seated, I can do figure eights. If you can get the muscle moving, then you'll have less pain. Namaste.